Hey guys, so I'm here today to film a get ready with me video. Trying out some of my old favorite makeup just because, you know, we're all at home now, and what better thing to do than play around with makeup to take my mind off of everything that is happening. So today I just went through my, my makeup drawers and pulled out products I hadn't tried in a long time that I used to absolutely love and thought it would be fun to play around with them again. I've been wanting to test out some of my old foundations anyway, so I thought this would be fun. Also did this fire eye look that I'm really feeling. I know everyone is going through it right now, and I just want to remind everyone to stay the fuck home. I don't care if you don't have symptoms. I don't care if you think you'll survive the coronavirus. This isn't about you. Stay the fuck home. So if you want to see how I did this look, keep watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday. If you have any video ideas, leave them down below. I'm just feeling a little creatively drained. It's hard for me to think about anything except for like everything else going on right now. So yeah. If you want to see this look, what I think about some of these products, then keep watching. So the first old favorite, ooh, this might be dried up. This is my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. She still feels creamy enough. This used to be my favorite eyeshadow primer, and I only stopped using it because it started creasing on me, so it could potentially crease on me today, but look how nicely that can, it's like the perfect shade for me, quite honestly. For eyeshadow palettes, I decluttered a shit ton of stuff recently, so I don't really have a lot of like old favorites, but I did bust out the Urban Decay Electric palette because this was one of my favorite palettes. I mean, I haven't used it a ton, but I haven't used it in like years, so I thought today is as good a day as any. I think what I'm going to do is put Slow Burn in the crease and then Thrash on the lid, or maybe vice versa. I think I'm actually going to put Thrash all in the crease and then Slow Burn on the lid, so let's do that. I know it's a wild time right now, a scary time for many. I just hope you guys are all actually socially distancing, because that's what's gonna get us through this. The longer everyone waits to get their shit together, the longer this is gonna go on. And my husband just got laid off this week, so I'd appreciate if you all stayed in your fucking houses. I know it's all temporary, but it's kind of like crazy to think how long this could go if people aren't paying attention or doing their part. Like, I haven't left my house. It's Sunday, and I haven't left my house. Okay, that's a lie. I went to 2 drive-thrus this weekend. But other than that, I haven't left my house. And like, I'm being diligent. Like, you know, even like we went to grab dinner last night, and I was like, I'm not getting out of my car because I don't know if I have it or not. You know, there's all these stories going around of people who are asymptomatic carriers. And so I think it's very important for everyone to realize that you need to stay home to keep everyone in society safe until we can get through this. Now, I am a homebody, so for me, it's not the end of the world. And, you know, luckily, I work from home, thank God, and I work at an agency, and we're still up and running. But I feel for all the people out there who can't go to work. Like, my husband's work was still open, like I said, until Friday, and so there were people my mom was like, why are they still open? It's ridiculous. And part of me was like, yeah, I get that, it is ridiculous, but another part of me was like, I have bills to pay. Luckily, I have a mortgage. We own our house, and the banks have agreed to give people like a deferral on their mortgage. I haven't inquired about it because we're just gonna try to like make do with what we have and not get behind on anything, because like I wouldn't be surprised if I'm supposed to like pay this shit back afterwards, and like I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to think about like how I'm just gonna try to be oh my god, this color is fire. Hold please while I try to precisely apply this. I think I'm gonna try to take the other green in the palette called Freak and just kind of press that where those two colors meet just to help them blend a little bit more. Did that help? I'm not really sure. But like, it's a cute look. I kind of wish this green was like, I feel like every time I use any kind of green shade, I'm just like, wow, I wish this was more pigmented. But like a lime green like this, I'm always like, could it be more though? But this is all you're getting, I guess. So yeah, I hope you guys are all out there staying safe, staying sane. Like I said, I'm a homebody, so, you know, staying home isn't a big deal for me, although now my husband will be home, driving me crazy because he was laid off, like I said, temporarily because of this, and I feel for everyone that's dealing with that right now because, like, that's not ideal. You know, I wish, no offense, but I wish companies would kind of take more incentive to, like, pay their employees during this time. Like, I truly don't believe that they can't afford to. I mean, obviously small mom and pop shops, sure, but like, my husband's company is not one of those. They just expect the government to pay their employees for them. So yeah, this is a wild time. I mean, it's just temporarily, so like, that's what I'm telling myself to like survive, but who knows how long this will last. Like, there's stores saying they're gonna reopen on like April 6th, and I just like don't see how that's possible. I don't think it's gonna end that soon. I could see this going to the end of April, and I'm also concerned because I mentioned to you guys recently, my husband and I just bought a house, and I don't want this to affect that in any way. Like, what if my buyers of this house are having issues right now? You know what I mean? And then I can't close this house. How will I afford that house? It's a stressful time. So that's why I thought I would come on here and play with makeup. I don't know how I feel about this look, but I do know that once I put an eyeliner on, everything looks better. So that's what we are banking on here. Although I do want to just kind of clean up the shadow on this eye. Just make it a little bit more, maybe I'll put on the tip. Make it a little bit more precise. Yeah, that's perfect. See, you don't need concealer to do a cut crease. You could just do it with eyeshadow. I really don't like cut creases. If you're new to this channel, you might not know that, but I don't love them. I think I went too high on this side, but you know, it's like eyeliner. Once you start fixing shit, you're just gonna make a mess. So for primer, I'm just going to be using the Becca Backlight priming filter. I don't have a lot of primers that like I don't use. This one I haven't used in a while though. I've been kind of using the Milk Makeup one. And even the Too Faced Hangover RX, just because my skin has been dry thanks to this weather and being inside so much. So, but I do love the Becca Backlight. This is probably like my third one of these, and this is the one that's lived on my shelf the longest, because the other two, like, I went through really fast, but this one, like, I kind of found other things while I had it, so it's just kind of sat there. Is this eyeshadow ugly or pretty? I can't tell. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever HD Stick Foundation. I haven't used this in forever, and I used to be obsessed with it. Again, this is my second one of these. I'm in the shade 115 equals R230. And I'm probably the only person in the world that puts a stick foundation on with a beauty blender, but like, I'm not apologizing for it. Beauty blender forever. So yeah, I mean, I have nothing to tell you guys because I haven't really been doing anything. I've really just been staying home and, you know, living my life and waiting for this to be over. I hope you guys are. I do want to say that anybody that's going out and like doing shit right now is just ruining it for the rest of us, and I want them all to be arrested. I am lucky that I live in Canada, so the government has put a lot of like programs in place to help people who are laid off or can't work at this time. Like, I don't know how it's going in the States or even in other provinces, but here most things have closed down. like stores and stuff, so we're all just kind of on edge. Also, if you don't know this, I worked at a grocery store for 10 years when I was working, putting myself through university, and when I was first had like my first job out of university. For concealer, I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I'm in the shade NW15. So yeah, what was I just saying? Oh, I worked at a grocery store for 10 years when I was going through school, so I can only imagine what it's like right now for grocery store workers. If you work in a grocery store, I totally feel for you. This must be like Christmas, like a never-ending Christmas, because like usually the Christmas hysteria only lasts, you know, a couple weeks, but I feel like this one must be wild for anyone that works in retail, and I'm totally feeling for you. Everyone be nice to your retail workers out there. They are literally not quarantining themselves and putting themselves in literal danger of getting this virus because people need groceries and people are panicking. I haven't been into a grocery store since this happened. I mean, I was in a grocery store probably like 3 weeks ago because I went and bought groceries, and there were like some shelves that were like, you know, not bare, but like not full. But last week I ordered my groceries online because that's just what I do. That's what I normally do. I'm gonna use the RCMA No Color powder to set this. I used to be obsessed with this powder. So yeah, I usually order my groceries online. If you live in Canada, Superstore does like a thing called click and collect. So like you literally place your order, you go there and tell them what parking spot you're in, and they just come bring it to your car. It's magical. So I usually do that anyways. So I did that last week, but I went this week to put my order in for click and collect, and it literally, they were fully booked for, I looked on Friday and they were fully booked until the next Thursday. So since my husband isn't working now, I'm probably gonna send him to the grocery store this week. Prayers to him, because it's gonna be a fucking nightmare. I don't have an old favorite for concealer, brows, or powder. For powder, I'm just gonna use the MSF Skin Finish Natural. So I'm gonna do that, and then I will be back. We're back. Mascara is on. Face has been powdered. I'm feeling a little matte today. Like, I kind of always felt like this had more satininess to it, but the setting spray will probably help. For bronzer, I'm going to be just, I didn't like bronzers until August of 2019, so I don't really have much, but I have these old contour shades from MAC that I'm going to try to use. This one is actually from Inglot. It's their Freedom System pan in the color 504. I always liked this because it's kind of like a pinky contour, whereas this is MAC's Taupe. So I'm just going to mix them together and contour with those. So yeah, this weekend my husband and I have been, we actually just finished marathoning Tiger King on Netflix. If you haven't watched Tiger King yet, I highly recommend it. It's a wild ride. It's about a guy who owns like it's like a big cat zoo in Oklahoma, and how he's he was on trial for trying to pay someone to murder a woman who owned a big cat sanctuary in Florida. And it's really wild, and kind of what I learned from this is that anyone who owns big cats in America is fucking crazy. And my whole thoughts throughout everything was, why are these big cats like in America? They really shouldn't be. I don't like zoos in general. Like, as I've grown up, you know, when you kind of realize that these animals are not in their natural habitats, like why they're being used for profit, obviously. I just can't get behind that. And so it was a weird, like, I personally think they should all, I think that like it should be illegal to own, hold on, I think my camera is like way too high. I think it should be illegal to own big cats in America. For blush, I'm going to take MAC's Tenderling, because as you can see, I hit pan on it, so clearly we loved her. Yeah, it definitely should be legal to own big cats in America. Even one of the girls, the girl who owns like, there's like 2 guys who own big cat zoos basically, and then there's the one girl who owns the cat sanctuary, but even she like is letting people pay to like have tours and stuff. So I think she's a big hypocrite personally, and just think like part of me is like, okay, I get that like a cat sanctuary for people who, for like cats, big cats that were, you know, bought and others nowhere to put them because people can't, you know, have nowhere for them to be anymore. Like they like get the cat and they regret it and they're like, someone take this fucking cat. So she takes the cats. I get that. That makes sense to me because like, why are people buying big cats? I'm using Ofra's You Glow Girl, which was the collab with Dupe That. It used to be my fucking fave highlighter. So I understand that, but at the same time, she like doesn't pay her volunteers. She has all these followers on Instagram and she's like painting this other guy as being the villain, but I think they're all kind of villains. It's a wild, wild ride. Like literally this man is trying to murder a woman, allegedly, over cat zoos. Like it's craziness. You should definitely watch it. It's weird. It's like a 7-part docu-series on Netflix and I totally recommend it. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish off my face, put on some eyeliner, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is our finished look. I still don't know how I feel about it, but I definitely think that eyeliner helped a lot. For lips, I just put on this color from the MAC Venomous Villains collection. This is the shade Innocence Beware. It's the Cruella de Vil line. This is like, I actually used to use this. This is like the only nude I've ever used in my entire life. It's like, she's old and expired and I'm probably gonna get herpes from it, but it's fine. So yeah, this is the look. Overall, for the stuff I used, still love the primer. Foundation wise, I do still like this foundation. I probably just don't need to set it with a powder as much as I did. My under eyes actually look really nice with this powder and this concealer. I mean, MAC Pro Longwear was like the shit for so long. And I think the coverage is nice. I think my issue is it's not like, the coverage was good for like what it was, but like now coverage is so much more intense. But I do think it looks nice under the eyes. Bronzer wise, I do like those shades a lot. They provide like a nice contour. Blush wise, I think Tenderling is a little too pink toned for what I like now. I personally am like a warm toned brown kind of girl. Like NARS Madly, Benefit Dallas are my go-tos. So for me, as you can see, even if you look in the pan, it's a little pink toned compared to like something like Gingerly, which is probably more so what I would reach for nowadays. So like pretty, but like not my ideal. And also Ofra's You Glow Girl looks a lot more pink on my skin than I remember it looking. I mean, it's a beautiful highlighter and it's blinding, but it like almost like looks like, I don't know how to show you that. Like if I look forward, you see how it like looks kind of dark on my face? Like, has it always looked like that on me? I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, the Electric palette, honestly, one of the best bright palettes ever made. I'm so mad they discontinued this and brought out whatever the Wired palette is. I'm pretty sure Slow Burn and Chaos, oh sorry, this is Chaos. Slow Burn and Chaos and something else were in the palette. And I think Savage were in the palette. But this is a better palette straight up than whatever the Wired palette is. So if you have this, don't forget about it. Use it. I actually really love this. I'm not sure if I like this particular look, but it's mostly because I don't usually do like a light crease color and then like a bright inner corner, but like it's interesting, so like I'll live with it. But yeah, these shadows perform beautifully. I love this. I might dip into this a little bit more. I mean, now that I'm just living at home, I might as well put some fun colors on my face. So I hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully YouTube is acting as a distraction. I know a lot of YouTubers are talking about how it's weird to be business as usual, but I mean, I don't know about you, but all I've been doing is watching Netflix and YouTube. So it's helpful to have something to watch. So let me know if you guys liked any of these products or like what kind of your old favorites are. Yeah, this was fun to kind of rediscover some old favorites. I definitely want to play around with the Electric palette some more. This highlighter, not so much. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Bye!